Hey folks, we are live. It's me, John Caspian.
And me also, John.
And I guess I'll change my name to John eventually.
Yeah. All right, cool. We got it down. Often confused as John.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. We are here Friday, February 2nd, the eve of X-Wing Regionals. We currently have 128 people signed up for the regionals, and we are preparing to see if we can fit more in.
Yep.
Yeah,
we have a wait list, so if you guys haven't signed up, please sign up for the wait list because we're doing everything we can right now to fit up to 144, if possible, for this X-Wing Regionals. So definitely call in soon, like at noon, to get on that wait list. But besides that, we also have a lot to talk about today in terms of new Games Workshop stuff. Like the final wave of the Adeptus Custodes.
Well, this isn't part of it.
Yeah, no, that's a new box.
I thought they had their infantry already.
No. So these Wardens are like the original box, but they have that fancy new cape.
Ah.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about those in a little bit. We also have some new board games here at the store to talk about, and we have some new previews and spoilers to talk about from Games Workshop. And also a little bit from Privateer Press. So, yeah. John, where do you want to get started?
All right, I'm trying to share this thing. For some reason, whenever our stream happens, especially on Fridays, I can't share to various groups, which is weird in my app. That's how I share it very quickly and easily. It's very strange.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you shadow banned from Facebook? Like a certain someone we know?
No, it's not a problem. I fixed it. Had to reset the app. No, let's start off with the tournament.
Yeah, so X-Wing Regionals, it happens basically once a year here. We are very lucky to host it again. One of the reasons why we're able to host it is because we can fit a ridiculous amount of people here at the store.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 days, we have been prepping, getting new tables ready, getting new temporary positions for our current setup to fit in as many folks as we can because we both have the regionals going on that day and then also Pathfinder Society.
Yeah.
So we're doing everything we can to fit the most amount of people comfortably so that you can get a shot at this regionals. The regionals is a one-day event. So James Ayers, he is the primary tournament organizer for the event. He posted up a schedule. There will be 6 rounds of X-Wing that should all be finished up before about 6 o'clock. And then after that, there's going to be a dinner break, and then they're going to cut to the top 16 or 32, depending on the amount of folks that are here. Then after that, it could potentially go as late as 4 a.m., depending on how long games go. But yeah, it'll all be done in the day. There'll be a winner crowned by the time we turn the lights off here at Giga-Bites. So
whatever that is.
Get ready. So like this is a marathon. It is a crucible not only of your tests as an X-Wing pilot, but your endurance as a human being.
Yeah.
So just prepare yourself for that. We have sandwiches, snacks. Boar's Head has graciously, thank you. I was trying to figure out the nicest word I could possibly use. They have graciously given us a sandwich cooler. So we will have prepared sandwiches available to purchase
And snack packs.
But yeah, we'll have these sandwiches and snacks available basically all through the day and evening. So we'll prep some extra sandwiches and all that. So even after kitchen close, you can come up, grab a sandwich, and hopefully be satisfied and nice and full so you can keep on playing.
Right. In addition to that, we also have Pathfinder Society, right?
Yes. So Pathfinder Society is our bi-monthly meetup. It's always the first and third Saturday of the month. Just so happens to fall on Regionals Day. So this is a group of guys that are organized through the Pathfinder Society of Georgia. They are playing both Pathfinder and Starfinder. Both of those games are done by Paizo, so both fantasy and sci-fi. Well, I guess a little bit like sci-fi fantasy. There's like space dragons in it, which is kind of cool. But you know, the main shtick of Starfinder is that you are playing in a space opera. Like you could be on a ship or like travel to different planets and all that sort of stuff. Anything that you would want to do through a sci-fi game, you can do it.
Just go Flash Gordon.
Yeah, you can 100% go Flash Gordon because like Flash Gordon is a little bit of like a sci-fi fantasy as it is.
Exactly.
Like there's a lot of stuff that just can't be explained by science. So yeah, those are the two big events that are happening Saturday. Unfortunately, because those events are so large and happening at the same time, we will not have the space open for our regular free gaming that we normally have on Saturdays. So if you guys normally have a group or we're planning on meeting up, we recommend rescheduling or coming in later that day. After 6 p.m. when the cut happens, we should have significantly less people in the store. So you can get your games in from 6 p.m. and you're welcome to stay here until the store closes at 4 a.m. if you'd like. So, do the lock-in, like do a paint lock-in or something. We used to do those all the time. I have a lot of fun with all that paint stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the impending end of the week for the mini week challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are part of that.
Yeah. So it's definitely something to keep in mind when you're making your weekend plans. I will be here probably early on Sunday to open up and have the store going for any overflow gaming. So basically, if you wanted to have, guys come in earlier so you can get all of your weekend gaming into one day, I'll be here for y'all. So
no, that's awesome.
Expect us to be open at least at 11 on Sunday. I'm going to try to see if I can get here at 10 a.m. So yeah.
Nice. That's great. Let's move on to 40K with some new custodian releases, T-Sun Codex, and Squad announcement.
Yes. So we're going to start with my love and joy, Thousand Suns.
Beautiful.
This new book releases tomorrow. We are getting, about 10 copies in tomorrow, right, David? David off screen?
9 more coming.
9 more coming on Saturday. So if you guys haven't put your pre-orders in yet for the Thousand Suns Codex, let us know because we are not, it is a smaller quantity for them, even though they're best fact. I only have like 30 of them. Anyways, so Thousand Suns, the new Codex, introduces, I want to say, 3 new models to the Thousand Suns.
Ooh.
So the first one being the Mutilith Vortex Beast.
Yeah.
That was originally a fantasy piece, Age of Sigmar. It has been brought over to 40K, thankfully.
Yeah.
I have a very nicely painted one that Taylor did for me.
So has the corn version has not been brought over?
Correct. Not yet. So I would expect that to be brought over whenever, World Eaters get their own codex.
Definitely interesting to see the Chaos Space Marines dragging around this giant
Slaughter Brute.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of it. Anyways,
yeah,
so the Mutilith Vortex Beast is a random buff/debuff bot.
Huh.
So you roll dice for it at the beginning of your turn, and it does something weird. I mean, it makes sense. It's a Mutilith Vortex Beast. It has an eye or a portal to the Eye of Terror, just like on its back, running around. It's going to be really cool. It's just nice to see a big monster thing for the Thousand Suns. And then with that, we see 2 other new models being brought over. These are going to be the Zangor Enlightened and the Zangor Shaman. Zangor Shaman is a new elite choice that is a cheap spellcaster, but he also gives a buff to all of your Zangors. And then the Skyfires, Enlightened. So there's no difference.
Yeah.
It's just Enlightened in 40K.
Gotcha.
It's either Enlightened with spears or Enlightened with bows. But yeah, so they're basically a highly mobile, I think they're a fast attack choice. They're on screamers or discs.
Yeah.
They either have bows or spears, and you can kind of get them out to how you want your army to be. So.
But it's nice that they kind of ported some Age of Sigmar stuff over to 40K and really gave Thousand Suns a little more diversity, which is one thing they were lacking.
Exactly. So especially when you compare it to the Nurgle stuff, when Nurgle, the Death Guard release had so many new models and options. It's nice to see a little bit more for Thousand Suns.
I would like to see a Tzeentch vehicle. They did a lot of the Nurgle vehicles, but a Tzeentch vehicle would be pretty cool. I mean, the Mutilith Vortex Beast.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of in that lines. I'm still waiting on them to eventually release a silver tower.
Ooh.
Or a fragment of a silver tower for a Tzeentch transport. I think that'd be kind of cool.
That would be really cool. But it is funny that your Mutilith Vortex Beast usually had the life expectancy of an Imperial Guards member.
Yeah. It is a big scary monster, so it just draws fire like no other. Regardless of its impact on the game, it has a giant target on its back. Literally, that little portal to chaos is just
a magnet for bullets.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you take it as a walking bullet magnet, you could probably get some other stuff to live longer.
Work on its survivability.
Exactly.
Give it as much defense as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of that, in the new Thousand Suns book, they do have access to some new spells. One of them being the Glamour of Tzeentch, which you target a unit with it, and reduces the hit score to anything targeting above 1. So it's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that can all be found in this. So Thousand Suns have access to 3 different lores of magic, which is pretty awesome. And depending on your character type, you get to choose it. Like, so I think the Zangor Shaman and your Sorcerers on Disc plus Magnus can all have access to the Tzeentch Demon lore, where your other Thousand Suns have access to either the Dark Hereticus or the new Thousand Suns lore itself. So yeah, Mark, talk about these new custodes with their fancy new capes.
The Beauty Boys.
Golden Banana Boys?
Yeah, Golden Banana Boys. So right now we have the base infantry. I mean, not really the base infantry.
I think these are the elites.
But I mean, like the ground boys.
Yes.
And for this, you can actually make the banner bearer, which is
insane.
Yeah, it was a -1 to hit for any Imperial model that's within 6 inches of it.
Oh, is it any Imperial?
Yeah.
Oh God.
-1 or +1?
Like it's harder to hit any Imperial.
Oh,
model.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so golden and bright.
I guess you're just blinded by all the gold on there. But here's what actually interests me the most with the custodes is as someone who started with Dark Angels and watching Samael boast that he had the only jet bike in the entire Imperium.
No, only jet bike of that pattern.
Oh, that pattern?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
of that pattern.
Yeah,
that pattern.
That sounds like a retcon.
They tried to retcon this, but we all know.
Yep.
Dark Angels keep secrets. But so now jet bikes have made their way to the Imperium. Eldar aren't the only fancy guys riding jet bikes. These guys look amazing.
Yeah. Land Raider is close enough to a jet bike. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. We call them Land Sea Raiders. But no, like as someone who likes the Adeptus Mechanicus Iron Striders with their taser lances, like these guys are even cool. Like power lances.
Yep.
Just energy crackling around the tip of a lance as you're going like 200 miles per hour into your enemy.
Yeah.
If you add power to anything, it just seems to sound cooler.
Oh yeah.
Power boots.
Their paint scheme on any power weapon is just jaw dropping.
Yep.
Yeah. It's also important to note that in the jet bike box that you can make an HQ choice out of it.
Yes.
So
shield captain.
Yeah, shield captain.
Yeah.
So you can theoretically have a army just of Adeptus Custodes jet bikes, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So I really like that idea. It would be a glorious golden list to play as. So that's what comes out. This is the final wave for the Adeptus Custodes. So after this, we're going to start moving into other 40k armies. We know Necrons and Admech are coming up pretty soon.
Tau.
That's
and
right. Tau.
Jukari.
Yeah, Jukari. Yeah. So those guys are coming out.
The price is right.
Yeah.
I somehow was watching that yesterday, and I had an idea for a video. You'll see it in a couple of days. It's funny.
Emily, squats are the term for space dwarves.
Yes.
Not us doing squats.
Yes.
Unless you want Mark to do squats and just with his knees. Yeah. Anyways, so
we're getting better.
Yeah. Space squats, space dwarves are is it controversial or like long sought after, or is it like a cult following? Let's go with cult following.
All the above.
Yeah. My friend Jordan, who loves dwarves, for Age of Sigmar, he has collected all of the dispossessed.
Yeah.
So he still wants the old dwarves. He doesn't want the Fire Slayers or the Karagron Overlords. He wants old school dwarves, and has actually started converting Space Marine Scout into squats.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Would he come off the knees? What do you do?
I forgot exactly what he did.
Like take the shins off?
You take like the scout bodies and like scout arms, but you put them on dwarf legs or something like. I forgot.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You basically take Space Marine scouts.
But the squat model for Necromunda looks badass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a long running joke whenever someone asks when squats are coming back that Games Workshop resets the clock.
Yeah.
On their eventual release date. Games Workshop even made a video making fun of that to preview the new Necromunda model. So squats are coming back in a fashion. It looks like it's just going to be mercenary model for Necromunda, so one that you can hire out for any of the gangs. But one of the plus sides is they're kind of up for contention if they're going to continue to be in the fluff, like the background story. But guess what? They are. You know, so this kind of sets them in the new Games Workshop, especially after the Dark Imperium starts. So get ready to hopefully see some squats at some point.
Well, did you notice that the clock had 7 minutes until midnight for Sisters of Battle?
Yeah, so 7 more years until Plastic Sisters of Battle. I'm not sure if you guys saw David. He just walked by. We have 3 highly sought after items: a Hive Tyrant, Typhus, and then Primaris Psyker. Yeah, Primaris Librarian.
For those getting ready for.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And if you guys are interested in the new Dark Elves.
Eldari.
No, it's not Eldari. It's Elves.
Yes. Oh, Elves. Sorry, Eldari.
Or is it Delves? Dark Elves?
So,
no.
If you guys are interested in that new Age of Sigmar faction, that's the most cost-effective way to get you started. I might pick up a box, even though they're not Snake Ladies. I mean, there's one Snake Lady. So yeah, back to squats. Yeah. So and then 7 minutes to midnight for Sisters of Battle. Classic Sisters of Battle, which probably means 7 more years, right, Mark?
Well, if you don't get the reference, 7 minutes to midnight, it's a classic like coming of the apocalypse thing. It's kind of like the midnight clock for the Doomsday thing.
Yes.
The Watchmen.
Yeah. So it means that if it ever hits midnight, the apocalypse will probably happen.
Yeah, nuclear holocaust or whatever, right?
I think it'd be a super popular army. I'd buy it. Just they're awesome.
Yeah, like so there's probably a lot of people that would buy Plastic Sisters, and I don't think Games Workshop is like intentionally going out of their way to not make money. That doesn't sound like them.
No.
It's probably a lot of production issues, and then also I mean anything you think about we'll talk about this a little bit with Crucible Guard spoilers coming up, but it's about a 2-year timeline at least from like concept to probably getting miniatures produced, if not more than that.
Would they do new sculpts
for Sisters?
Yeah,
absolutely, because they have to redo everything.
Right.
They have to make it in a because the old Sisters of Battle were hand sculpted. There's no digital files for Sisters, so
that's true.
It's not like they can just like cut that up and throw it on a sprue. So
take your picture of everything.
So a lot of it is going to have to be like the concept phase of, hey, you know, what do we want to see in the Sisters? Then playtest phase, and then production's going to say, this is what's reasonable to get out, you know, in this timeline. And then they have to go back to playtesting to see, okay, well, if we're not getting these units, does the army still work as a whole and all that sort of like there's a lot to go into it.
They should definitely throw a curveball for the Battle for Mars and have it be Sisters and let's say Tower or something. What does that even do?
Yeah, so so there's a lot to go into it. So we know they're coming. They've been joking about it for forever, and I'm sure the reason why it's not out is just because the production schedule is very long. It's probably going to be a whole line of new plastic models.
I was going to say, if one thing, they definitely wanted to just introduce a whole bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, so expect to see new vehicles, new infantry, new characters. It's going to be a whole new faction. Even more so, like, because you think about like the new factions they've introduced over the past while, like Adeptus Custodes. You know, we only had 1 unit for a very long time. Gene Stealer cults got by because they could use IG, Thousand Suns, Death Guard. Both those guys get by because they can also use infantry and models from existing lines as well. So Sisters, when they come out, there's not a lot of stuff that they're going to be able to like just snatch up and use to be specifically Sisters. Like they might have some upgrade,
like Inquisitor stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Like and use like old Rhinos, but they're probably going to have to like do an upgrade kit that's not pure metal for a Rhino. So just keep that in mind. Like, know that they're coming and try to be patient.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what Guild Ball's doing with the like sub, like you just pull models from main guilds to a sub guild.
I mean, it's a smart way to push out new ideas and new factions, being able to bolster them from existing ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably at some point soon.
Yeah.
And that video is a very good indication of that. And so when we're talking about spoilers, I wanted to talk a little bit about Privateer Press's new faction, the Crucible Guard. They are coming out this summer, probably released starting in July. But these are guys that so I'm not sure if you remember, Mark, but we've heard about for like a long time, for like probably last 3 2 to 3 years. These are going to be the guys that are going to have like the unit attachments that affect the elemental types to the units. Right? Like so it makes sense, you know. So this is a faction of mad scientists and the people who enjoy working for mad scientists, the henchmen,
alchemical wizards and Igors.
Yeah. So they were talking. They just started waves of spoilers. They talked about one of the first units available to them last night on Chain Attack, which is a War Machine and Hordes podcast.
Was it last night or was it past midnight?
It was past midnight. So people were really excited for the spoilers, and there's so much traffic on their podcast that it crashed it for almost the whole day.
Nice.
But yeah, the Crucible Guard. Everything is going to have like experimental weaponry. So like it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it always will have like a weird effect to it. So it's kind of a cool faction to get into, and it's going to be dominated by these like weird scientists. So the whole faction identity is alchemy.
Yeah. Can you imagine like maybe a TK gun, telekinesis gun, where it's like shoot you and like I'm just gonna put you here,
move you around.
That would be insane.
So we will be posting up these spoilers in our War Machine threads, in the War Hordes Casual Northwest group in Facebook. I will do my best to keep everyone updated on what's coming out for them. But to me, they're personally like a really exciting faction. Because they are their nationality is this world's version of France. So
that's cool.
Eccentric French mad scientists, and the people. Right. Fleur-de-lis and purple and gold on everything. David. David found another new War Machine faction.
I mean, it's like World War II France. There's Vichy Lael and then regular Lael.
So one of the things that they spoiled is that they left that world's France and they have moved elsewhere. They are not in Ord.
They're not?
They are somewhere else, is what they spoiled. So apparently when they come out, it's going to be a big reveal. And all that.
Watch me in the middle of the woods in circle territory.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I think they're in Khador. I think they're going to pop out in Khador and take out a chunk of the country.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, while you're busy invading us, we invaded you.
So they do have guys with jetpacks coming out in that mission, which is really cool. So French
rocket men.
French Rocketeers. They have gravity bombs.
Oh, geez.
So you're talking about the TK gun.
No, that's probably designed completely anti-Khador. It's like, oh, here's your heavy jack that has the most armor.
Ground. So all these spoilers are going to be coming out throughout the month with testing beginning for that faction. So they're going to have a nationwide beta test for the Crucible Guard starting in probably late April, early May. So if you guys are interested in those models, you can kind of see a peek of what they're going to do before the official release date. So, like I said, I'll keep everyone informed through our War Machine and Hordes groups. Here at Giga-Bites.
Let's move to Malign Portents for Age of Sigmar.
Yes.
Oh, geez,
Malimportance is our Age of Sigmar, or excuse me, not ours. I mean, we'll be running it. It's not our concept. Malimportance is a campaign book coming out for Age of Sigmar. It releases next Friday along with 4 new heroes. It is the campaign book itself will give us the rules and things like that on how to play in the realm of death, plus give us extra scenarios and all that. But with that release, Games Workshop is doing a global narrative event. Which we'll be running here. We'll be trying to run it every Monday for those of you who can come up. If not, we'll have other days to meet up for it. But we're trying to get Monday going for Age of Sigmar.
Aaron Dakota, we're looking at you. You're going to be our death players.
Yes.
Shout out to Derek Osborne for the link this morning. I'm going to show this up on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Got some stuff here like Unbinding Will, Unholy Impetus, things like that. Looks pretty cool. Ageless Cunning. Basically, Ageless Cunning is a deep strike for some of their units. Legion stuff.
Yeah, so they've been with the Malign Portents release. They've been previewing. Death is getting a new book. I'm completely blanking on what they call books. Is it War Scroll or
it's
Battle Tome? Thank you. Death is getting a new Battle Tome, which focuses on 3 different sub-factions of Death.
The Flesh Eaters.
Not the Flesh Eaters are fine. They got their own book.
I just want new things. I'm desperate for new.
So new rules for Death Rattle, Vampires, and then I think Night Haunts are all included in there. John is showing off the the spoilers that they've been doing on the Warhammer community site. So Death is getting more or less revamped, global campaign in which the people who are playing get to choose the path the story goes in.
Yeah.
Which is I always like, so you can affect the story of Age of Sigmar.
I will say this with the new death rules that they're doing. So an issue that came about with Age of Sigmar is summoning got out of hand. So they started making it where if you want to summon things, you need reserve points. But they said, all right, that's a little extreme for death. Like their whole shtick is we summon lots of like weaker infantry. And so what they did is they made a new way to summon specifically for death where they put keywords on like the skeletons and the zombies, the word summonable. And so each turn if you have like a lot of heroes that are good at summoning, for example, Nagash is great at it, you just start replenishing units left and right. Correct. And it's a great way to not have to dig into that reserve pile just to get more models on the table.
Yeah. It's a really nice mechanic that they have there, and it makes the army feel like undead. I remember playing against either playing against or watching David play his vampire accounts and just seeing like the waves of skeletons and zombies coming back to the field. Yeah. And then David's necromancer getting sniped out and everything crumbled.
But one thing they did to also aid with this is just like the Sylvaneth, who were able to place forests at the beginning of the game. As a death player, you will be able to place graveyards or like mass graves or just barrows, whatever you want.
Burial ground markers of some sort.
And so this is where your undead army can rise from. You get bonuses for summoning from here. It's really cool idea that they added this as well. And I assume they're going to have a lot of spells that really aid with that. But it's cool because also the fact since you can place it even I think in your enemy territory, what you eventually get are these really slow zombies that start, a lot closer to your enemy. So you're not losing 50 guys just trying to get them to shuffle down the field. They're already on your opponent's side, so you get to shuffle a little bit further. And then you're in charge range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you die in droves in melee, but not from shooting.
Yes, right. But the nice thing is you get to replenish them, so it's fine. It's fine. So with this new release of the Battle Tome and Malum Importance, we're hoping to see a resurgence of Age of Sigmar. It's already started. We're starting to get consistent groups coming up on Monday to play. I've been up here with my Zinch. We had a live stream of it last Monday. Mark got a game in with his Iron Jaws, which was a lot of fun to watch, at least for me.
It rolled so bad.
Yeah, I was going to say both sides are just rolling terribly. And so it was basically Iron Jaws hugging Seraphon by the end of 23. So it was good.
That's funny. Big 3 war games coming out in the first half of 2018. Number 1, Blood Red Skies from Warlord Games.
Yes. Blood Red Skies is World War II dogfighting game, which is really cool to see because we actually have a historical dogfighting group that meets up. Yeah, Check Your Six. They've been coming here all the time. It's just nice seeing a new game system come out for it, and then not only a new game system, but new models, right? New miniatures. So I'm hoping that strengthens that community and gets more people out here. I've starting to grow to like historicals from all this new stuff that we've been getting in, which is really great. So I might pick up some planes for Blood Red Skies because they look neat.
No, it's cool. So it is a 6 versus 6 plane setup. It takes, they said on the website, about 45 minutes to play, even no matter what, which is cool. You can set it up, play it. It's similar to Dust in the fast-paced sense, so it doesn't take 2.5, 3 hours to play, which is fun. And it has how many factions to begin with? I know U.S., Japan, Germany. Does it have Britain maybe?
No, it's I
was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would expect your typical World War II play build out. So
and
Allies,
Russia.
Axis, Russia. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. We're going to be seeing. Do we have an official release date for that yet, John?
They said, I think March. I'm not sure if the exact date. They said should start shipping, or you should start having your stuff released around March. That's the website so far.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to see a water map with a battleship in there.
That
would be great scenery.
That's definitely stuff that we can get in from Frontline Game. I thought about picking up a water map at some point, and then just making islands.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So we got Blood Red Skies, and then also in March we have
Fall. Star Wars Legion. Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
The 22nd.
The 22nd of March, they finally confirmed the release date of Star Wars Legion. That is going to be the first wave coming in.
Mm-hmm.
We are still taking pre-orders. We have a lot of copies coming in, but it is going to be an insanely popular game. So if you want a box or two, depending on if you're splitting with it and all that sort of stuff, please get your pre-orders in so we can make sure that you get exactly what you want.
Have they said what dimensions?
I think it's supposed to be on 4x4.
4x4. Okay.
Yeah. So they're going to have their own tools, like you're supposed to use terrain and all that sort of stuff for measuring. It is going to be like a standard Fantasy Flight game.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to call.
Oh, good. Dakota, come get more skeletons. So it's going to be like a standard Fantasy Flight game where you're going to have like upgrade cards and things like that.
Yeah.
Like you get to choose the force powers that you can put on, like Darth Vader.
Oh, nice.
They did a preview where like Darth Vader in the starter box comes with force choke and then lightsaber throw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he can just like, because I think Darth Vader is supposed to be kind of like slow and pondering, but it's hard to outrun a throne force propelled lightsaber.
Yeah, it's the unstoppable force.
Yeah. James says 6x3, so it's going to be similar to Rune Wars and all that.
6x3.
So like you can get like the 3x3 mats and set two of them down.
That's nice. Gives you some space.
Ah, okay, it makes sense.
For your stuff.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, the starter set will include Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, 2 squads each of Rebels and the Imperial Stormtroopers. You got, for the Rebels, you have AT-RT Walker, which is the one with the dude sitting on top of it. If you've ever played the Battlefront games, it's that one. And then you've got the Imperials have the 2 Z-74 speeder bikes. And then you have expansions. You have General Veers. You have Princess Leia as the 2 generals for that. You have air speeders from Episode 5, which is awesome.
Yes. Yes.
And then what's the vehicle expansion for the Imperials? Oh, is it
Wasn't
AT-ST?
Yeah.
It's got to be a Walker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, those are going to be the first wave. So definitely, is that the official release? Like all of that coming in the first wave, March 22nd, or is that going to be split up?
I think it shows on the website, available for pre-order all at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Great. Good. Fantastic.
it should be. Yeah. Oh, and Snowtroopers. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Derek says that Veers and Leia aren't in the initial release, so they might be coming in like a month or two later, just depending.
Let people get used to Vader.
Exactly. And also, the big difference with like Legion versus all the other like Star Wars games is that these guys are going to need some assembly and painting. Mm-hmm. So it'll give you plenty of time to pick up your starter boxes, get them ready for the tabletop. Also, maybe build up some terrain and such like that. So
that's why you go Imperial, prime white.
Yes.
Paint the eyes. So
nice.
You're done.
Yeah. So definitely, once we get those in, me and Mark might do some paint streams on how to paint up your Legion box super quick. So
nice.
Definitely keep an eye on that. So
Darth Vader, black with a gloss wash.
Oh, there's a couple of cool things you can do. You can either make it super easy to paint up, or you can add a little bit of painting tricks and things like that to push some contrast and detail. But the nice thing, like a lot of these models are very simple schemes to make look effective, just by nature of their original design. Like all the Empire stuff is usually like monocolored, so it's a very easy paint palette to do. I'm looking forward to that.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
The next one is going to be Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Woot.
Yeah, so I'm not a big Fallout player, so I don't know much about this.
I'll talk about it for days.
Yeah. you go for it, John.
All right, so Fallout Wasteland Warfare, it's really cool. So they have 3 different modes that you can play. You've got your classic PvP, but you also have a cooperative mode, which is cool, where you can take on, I guess, scripted opponents, I guess, monsters or super mutants, whatever. Then they also have a single-player mode, kind of like a story campaign thing, which is pretty cool. Rather than having your measurement done with a ruler, they have special things similar to how Fantasy Flight Games does it. You'll have your actual pre-done sticks, I guess. One for long range, medium range, close range, and stuff like that. And all of your stat lines are based on your special skills, which is cool. And they also have a whole range of weapons as well, which is interesting. So I think you can equip your characters with different weapons, which is neat. The starting pack is going to be Super Mutants and Colonials, I believe. This is all based on the latest one, Fallout 4. So the aesthetic is Colonials. You've got your synths. You've got your Super Mutants. Brotherhood of Steel, which is my personal favorite. So you've got your power armor. I think there's a special power armor that the character wears in Fallout 4 that's going to be available for the Colonials, maybe. But Brotherhood of Steel for sure with the laser weapons and power armor is awesome, for sure. And that one's going to be released with a core set, but also all the different expansions for the different factions, which is cool.
And that's in April, right?
I believe so.
Well, good. Yeah, I want to say we're still taking pre-orders for everything for it. And then I think we're expecting April, right, David? April?
It's April, early May.
Okay, late April, early May. So definitely get your pre-orders in. It'll be probably approaching much quicker than you guys think for that.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so definitely check out Fallout if you're a fan of the game. Or you just want to play a cool new game, especially in that aesthetic. Like the Fallout games also fit, to me, like the Warzone aesthetic a fair bit.
Yes.
Just a little bit more low-tech Warzone. So post-apocalyptic-y. Is it Diesel Punk? Would you say Diesel Punk? Yeah, around there. But yeah, definitely check it out. And those
speaking
are
of
be the
Warzone, 2.3 update of Warzone's coming out in the next couple of days, I believe.
Yes, I've seen posts for it. I'm super excited for that new rule set coming out. Hopefully we get some guys up here playing. You should stream some games in Ohio.
For sure, for sure. And I'll also be talking with Marshall on a stream, hopefully. I just got in contact with him. He's the head designer of the 2.0 rulebook, so we'll talk about game design and all that other stuff from an insider's perspective, which is neat.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen any of other John's podcasts with where he's interviewing game developers and people in the industry, they're really cool and it's really informative. The one with Gregoire, what was that, 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks.
From Dust USA. That was a fantastic one to listen to. I really enjoyed it. So check it out. And the one coming up soon.
And if you're an insider in the industry or know people, then just message me and get me in contact. I'm trying to reach out to some different places, but oftentimes, like I try to reach out to FFG Fantasy Flight and haven't heard anything back from them yet. Yeah. So if you know anyone in the marketing departments of FFG, just message me. Let me know.
Absolutely. We'd love to get more podcasts from developers and people in the industry. Not as a way to like pry spoilers out, but to get insight into their thoughts and processes on what their job is and what they do for their particular game and what makes their game great. What
intentions they have.
Exactly.
Yeah. My intention for any interview that we do is to see where they came from, because that's really, to me, the fascinating part about any war game is like, what was the process to get it where it is now? It's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, there's so much testing involved in every single game, and there's a lot of design process. And then sometimes like you'll hear like stories where it was something really unexpected that changed the course of the game to make it what it is. So it's great seeing these kinds of or great hearing from developers and things like that of games. So yeah,
for sure.
Derek, if he can get someone to interview John with, that'd be great. Get someone to interview with John. There we go. Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like him that does the interview, but anybody on the team. And it doesn't have to include anything spoiled. I know sometimes a company might be, we don't want to spoil anything that we haven't announced yet. I don't care. I just want to see, I want to talk about the process that was involved in like the latest expansion that came out for a game. Who knows?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Sweet.
Well, cool.
Let's talk about some events real quick and then we'll go.
Yes. We also have some new board games here at the store that we wanted to show off before Joseph's stream on Monday. So we'll fly through these real quick and give people basically a teaser of what to expect on Monday's board game talk with Joe and John. Yeah. So Century Spice Road.
Yep. So it looks like a resource placement game.
Yeah.
And so you're just trading and converting all your resources is what you need to basically build. Achieve different things.
Yeah. So has Joseph talked about Century Spice Road? I think he has.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's definitely one to look back on some of the older ones to find out the very specifics of it. But it's we have it in the store. It's a new release, and it's definitely kind of a cool thing to check out for your resource management one. We just got in Tavern Masters. So this is going to be a dice rolling game, right, where you are playing the role of a innkeeper.
Tavern keeper.
Yeah, tavern keeper. So definitely nice for the dice rolling folks. We also got in the Palace of Mad King Ludwig. which those so obviously taking place from the story and all that, but it looks like a cool game as well. And the big one that we have in that's going to be covered mainly on Monday is Stuffed Fables. This is going to be a well, it's titled as an adventure book game. Gorgeous artwork, but you guys are basically playing through a storybook together.
Your stuffed animals protecting a little girl's dreams.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the concept of each one was great. Like Tavern Masters, they just cleared a road to your town. It's super busy. You need to make sure your tavern works with all the people flooding into your bar. You have you hire staff. You deal with like rowdy customers. It's cool. Ludwig's Palace. You're building a palace, and the timer for the game is pretty cool because it's basically just a moat is slowly building around your castle. And when it's finished, that's when the game ends.
Yeah.
Huh.
And Stuffed Fables, you're going through a book. And then we also have Spirit Island.
Yes. Spirit Island, I personally love the art style for.
Yeah, it's very Moana, right?
Yeah, definitely doing that. So what is it titled as? The Cooperative Settler Destruction Strategy Game.
It's like, oh, this gave you somewhere to wreck it. No.
Do something to it. Yeah. So it kind of plays on the traditional trope of like a settler game, like Catan or anything like that. We also finally have the last game to talk about, which is...
Where is it? I can't see it.
Antiquity. So Antiquity is a game coming, or a game that we currently have. Mark's got to go grab the door. We only have one copy left, I believe, here on the store. But yes, if you are a history buff, please check out Antiquity. It's actually really cool. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, events coming up, John. Oh yeah, please come in Monday to check out these board games. Joe will go much more in depth into each one.
In the 4 o'clock hour every Monday, Board Game Talk. Joseph and I talk about all kinds of stuff, lots of how-to videos, as well as new releases that come out. We always have a board game of the week that you can check out, and when you see it and know about it, you can make a purchasing decision on that. But events-wise, next weekend we have the General Staff not Age of Sigmar, 40K tournament, right?
That's the 17th.
There's the one on the 10th, isn't there?
Oh, next weekend's the 40K series. Sorry, that's on a Sunday. Yeah, next weekend is the 40K series. We have that going on. The day before is the Age of Sigmar tournament, 1,000-point tournament, Age of Sigmar. So that's going to be a pretty full weekend. So if you guys haven't signed up for the series event, please do. It's once again, it'll fill up quick. Luckily, with all these new table spaces, we can expand it if needed.
Yeah.
But that's I think. Is that the first one of the year? Yeah, it's the first series event of the year. So it's a great way to come in and start the year off great through the series building up to Warzone. Yes.
And everything leads up to Warzone Atlanta in November, which is a huge event. It's like, I think this year was 120 players.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, it sold out in record pace. So,
yeah.
I think it was within like an hour or so. It was sold out.
Yeah. So definitely come in on that weekend. It's a Sunday event.
Just remember, General Staff, we can fit 120 and we sell beer.
Yeah. Yes. So keep that in mind. We do have beer. It's on a Sunday. It'll be great.
Anything after Sigmar, 12, right?
Yeah. 12:30 on a Sunday.
12:30, right.
So got to keep that in mind. 12:30 on a Sunday, we can have beer. But I believe the doors will open at 9 for the tournament on that Sunday. So the 11th.
Then the next Saturday on the 17th, we have the Valentine's Team Tournament, teams of 3. Going to be very fun.
Correct. That has been changed to a one-day event. We still have registration going. It's $45 per team, so $15 a person. This is going to be a really cool event. The team format is really... I really like it for 40K or other games in general because it lets you control your matchups a little bit. So if you're playing an army that usually has a bad time going into like Imperial Guard or Space Marines, you can do what you can to avoid those matchups because you can have your teammates take that fight for you. So
it's like you pick up.
Yeah. So like each team will nominate one defender for the day. So that person's going to be the defender and they get to choose their matchup.
That's cool.
Where the other 2 teammates are going to be the attackers and they will get chosen more or less. Chosen. Excuse me. Grammar.
That reminds me of like Magic, where you get to choose to attack with a card, and then the defender gets to choose what gets hit.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And yeah, Ricky makes a good point. Bowling league rules. So yeah, that'll be great. Because we haven't had a Team 40K event in the store like this one. God, I think in years. So it's good to see that format coming back. Paul Murphy's running it. He's part of the Forge the Narrative podcast. So you 40K buffs probably know him and listen to him. So come out and check out the team tournament. If it's successful, hopefully we'll be able to run more in the future. So.
Yep.
If it's
and then with our Giga Champions program, each of the champions will be hosting a monthly event. So start looking out for whatever game that you have that has a champion. They'll be hosting a monthly event, which is awesome.
Yes.
And if it doesn't have a champion, maybe you'd like to fill that role.
Take up arms and do that. So, yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Anything else, y'all?
I think that covers. So the weekend after the team tournament is going to be the 24th, which is going to be our War Machine and Hordes Steamroller event.
Yeah.
We're expecting between 20 and 30 plus people for that tournament. It'll be a great turnout. We'll have some special prize supports and all that prize support for that event. So, yeah.
That's awesome. It's exciting. This year's packed, man.
Oh, yeah. No, we almost forgot the new Armada releases.
Oh, yeah.
The Profundity and Chimera. So those of you who don't know, the Chimera is Admiral Thrawn's flagship. He is one of the characters from Star Wars, one of the expanded universe Star Wars characters that has been brought into the new Disney Star Wars background.
Goodness.
And he's pretty popular too.
Oh, yeah.
And for those of you that like to play Destiny but don't really have a trade binder, they now have these. So basically, it lets you pop the dice in there, so you can actually have a trade binder for Destiny and not have to go through the boxes you store them in. It makes it just a lot easier for really getting ready to trade. It's collectible. It's a collectible game, so you're going to need to trade to get some of the things you need.
It's much better than bringing your dice in like a shoebox or whatever. So to me, this is one of the best modes of transporting your dice. Just makes things a lot more effective.
Yeah. Or you could just hold your deck if that's what you want.
Well. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can have your whole deck in there.
So you can still put yourself on the waiting list if you want to get into the X-Wing tournament tomorrow. Yes. So make sure you can, give us a message and get put on the waiting list, right?
Announcing later today if we were able to expand past 128 or not. So we will have that information available the moment we figure it out. But it'll be before the end of the day today.
Super.
Awesome. That's sweet.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Please be mindful, any X-Wing players who are tuning into this podcast, that tomorrow is going to be an exceedingly busy day for the staff. So please do your best to be patient with your fellow X-Wing players and patient with the staff. There's just going to be a lot of people here, and it can get, crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be your best, not only for the game, but in terms of your treatment of fellow human beings.
Yeah. Golden rule.
That's great.
People like to be treated.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we are looking forward to everyone here. This is such a huge event for us. So we have all hands on deck for it.
John, right now I think we can get to 130-60.
Okay. Well, we'll confirm that, and then we'll post up online. Yeah. So we will post what the final number is for the regional, and we will announce it on our Facebook page. We'll post it up as we're setting tables down and getting that tonight. Those of you who are coming into the store tonight, expect the store to be, rearranged. To put it mildly. We are just getting ready for the regional. We can't just save it all for after close at 1 a.m. tonight. So be mindful of that.
Yep. And then tomorrow you can still come in and shop for retail if you're not part of the tournament.
Yeah, shopping space is available. We just can't guarantee any gaming space whatsoever outside of the regional or Pathfinder Society.
So if you like Thousand Suns, you can grab your new codex.
Yes. Thousand Suns players and Custodes players, please come in, pick up your stuff, assemble it, and then we'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. That covers a lot, y'all.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of info in one day.
We did really quick.
And not as much, David, so less rambles. So we apologize.
Yeah.
Still rambles a little bit, right? No, not really.
Not as humorous of rambles.
Yeah.
But packed with information, which is what we're all about.
There's information there.
Yeah.
You'll get no rambles.
Yeah. We look forward to seeing you guys all here this weekend. So it should be exciting. Expect a lot of video coverage. We will be streaming the Yeah, we'll be streaming, I believe, Top Tables. It'll be on Twitch through James Ayers' channel for X-Wing. We will be posting the links to all of that tomorrow as the events are going on. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. John, Mark, thank you guys.
No problem. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Goodbye.